You can call me a lot of things. The thing you will never call me is unprepared.
Antonio Daniels with a monster effort.
Hi, this is Antonio Daniels.
Wow.
You are watching Voices.
Antonio Daniels with some hang time on that one. He's got a little highlight stuff going in him tonight.
I'm from Columbus, Ohio. I went to Columbus San Francisco de Sales High School from 1989 to 1993. Feels weird talking about the 1900s, as my daughters call it. From 1993 to 1997, I attended Bowling Green State University. I was drafted in 1997, the number 4 overall pick to the Vancouver Grizzlies.
The Vancouver Grizzlies select.
I was blessed to play 13 years in the NBA, winning an NBA championship with the San Antonio Spurs in 1999, going to the playoffs 11 of my 13 years. That was my career prior to the Lord blessing me with the opportunity to be a co-host on SiriusXM and also the color analyst for the New Orleans Pelicans. I remember going to Broadcast University in Syracuse while I was still playing. You know, when you get to the twilight of your career, start to think about life after basketball. And life after basketball for me, I thought about the media game. So I went to Sportscaster University through the NBA Players Association program. And I remember walking out of there thinking to myself, there's no way that I can do this. But I left there and I was like, okay, this is not something I'm really gonna do. I was blessed to play years after that. And then I transitioned slowly but surely into radio first from my playing career. In San Antonio, I've had a basketball camp now for 22 straight years. So around the time of my camp, I go on local TV and radio and kind of endorse and advertise my camp. And I went on ESPN San Antonio and talked about my camp. And they told me at the time when I hung up, is there any way you would do a sports talk show on our station? I said, no, I'm good. I'm not really interested in that. He said, well, you know what? It pays X amount and you work basically 10 hours a week. I said, okay, let me try it. So I did it, ended up doing it, ended up loving it. And it was really cool to do something a little bit different, to use my quote unquote Sportscaster University experience. From there, SiriusXM heard me and offered me a job with SiriusXM. And then from SiriusXM, at the time, Bally Sports Oklahoma heard me. So then I became the Oklahoma City Thunder pregame, halftime, and postgame analyst. And from doing that, that brought me into New Orleans, because New Orleans, I did some pregame, halftime, and postgame for, and I tell people all the time, if media is something that you want to do, what I really understood is take all interviews. Take all interviews. If it's ESPN in Wyoming or wherever, because the thing that I realized is you never know who's listening. You never know who's watching. So when you have the opportunity to kind of put yourself out there as far as your knowledge and your preparation are concerned, you never know who's listening. You can call me a lot of things. The thing you will never call me is unprepared. I'm constantly thinking, working, trying to better myself at my craft. I feel like once you become complacent in whatever you do, that's when you start to head in the wrong direction. And for me, I want to, one, instill knowledge. I think that's first and foremost. I think you have to be knowledgeable in what you are doing, what you are talking about, the game as to which you are explaining. And two, I want to be entertaining. I want fans to enjoy a call with Joe Myers and myself. I want them to enjoy that. I feel like, but I also want them to be educated in the process. I tell people all the time, the most difficult thing I've ever done in my life was retire. There's nothing that's more difficult than that. As an athlete, that's what you know. That's what you know for 30 plus years of your life. You think about it. When that's not what you do anymore, it's very, very difficult to lose your identity and not know. I remember a Dallas Cowboys player told me once, when you decide you're going to retire and you walk away from the game, if you don't have anything else to fulfill you, it's going to take you to a very dark place. And I will be the first one to tell you I have been to that dark place. where you just don't know. You're used to the preparation of an NBA season, of working out, 2, 3, 4 times a day, and the competition. I've been blessed to play against the Kobe Bryants, the Michael Jordans, the Allen Iversons, some of the greatest players to ever play. And now what you're telling me is that's over? But yet chronologically, I'm still 35, 36, 37 years old, and now I have to close that chapter, a huge chapter that's been open since I've been 6 years old, and to open another chapter of life. It's a very, 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 very difficult transition. And without the right support system and those speaking encouragement and knowledge and love and support into your life, it can be very difficult. The best part of this job for me now, as an analyst and co-host on SiriusXM, is the relationships. I don't think there's anything more important in life than the relationships you build. This job as a whole has opened the door for me to kind of reestablish and re-engage in certain relationships. That's the best part of the job for me.